Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's Jeff Beesler here with another episode of Beesler's Book Buzz, and let's just get right into it. So, in the past week, there's been some developments on the indie publishing front where Drafted Digital has decided to implement a couple of new fees. One's a $20 fee for starting a new account, which doesn't affect me because I've had an account with them for a couple of years now. And then the other one is a $12 maintenance fee for accounts that make less than $100 net sales after D2D gets their commission. And that one affects me a little bit if I do not make enough sales. But at the same time, I find it as a little bit of value in that I don't have to do page numbering because Drafted Digital makes it so much easier for me to do page formatting as far as page numbering and as far as even having a table of contents. So I'm getting some value for my uh, dollar in that regard. So $12 annual fee, yeah, it's a little bit disappointing, but I still find that I'm able to navigate through those choppy waters, so to speak. So that's what's going on with Drafted Digital. Also, this past week, we have seen, or I have seen actually, a new book review come out for Fool's Blood right here, which happens to be my vampire story. It's set in the 1 second here. Get my tab going here. Sorry, it's set in the desert Southwest the Arizona in the Superstition Mountains. It has to do a lot with the Legend of the Lost Dutchman gold mine. And the reviewer posted on Goodreads a few days ago, and this is what they had to say. The allure of the Lost Dutchman gold mine is what piqued my curiosity about this book, as is the case with the tale's protagonist, Daniel Simon. What Daniel finds during a weekend trip to locate the legendary gold mine with fiancee Amber and friend Kevin changes their lives forever. It's a discovery that turns out to have nothing to do with lost treasure and everything to do with nightmarish events, starting with Daniel falling into a mine shaft and injuring his leg, and quickly spurring a quest for redemption as Daniel is plunged into a reality in which all he has ever known and all whom he has ever loved are lost. I really enjoyed this vampire tale wrapped around the mysteries of the Superstition Mountains. Beesler writes with a straightforward, amusing, and visceral prose that grounds readers in the action and is filled with relatable characters plucked from modern Arizona in which his tale unfolds. The believable elements of his writing make the story even more compelling as it slips into a strange kind of madness that has kept me turning the pages and wondering how, or if, Daniel will succeed in his thirst for justice. A great twist on legends of old with horrors anew. Yeah, so that's the review for Fool's Blood. And I know readers aren't, or authors aren't supposed to actually read reviews. Reviews are meant for readers, but I actually am just wanted to point that out to anybody who has ever been curious about what kind of books I write. Well, one of them was a vampire story, The Fool's Blood, like I mentioned a moment ago. And the reason I wrote this book is because of course, I wanted to tell a vampire story, but I wanted to do it in a unique kind of way. And I wanted to write about Arizona because back in 2008, I actually went down to my very first writers' conference in that state, fell in love with the state, um, and I almost thought about moving down there, but I never did. So when I got around to writing Fool's Blood and the other book from based in Arizona, Optical Osmosis, it was kind of like a almost a love letter to being down there, for that short period of time. So yeah, that's why I wrote Fool's Blood, and that's pretty much why you know, I set my stuff in like the desert Southwest. I mean, there's one other book that's in like New Mexico, which I've never been, but that's kind of like beside the point. So anyhow, so I've got the book review and talk about Drafted Digital, and there's been some other stuff going on that like readers, getting arcs from authors and then signed arcs, no less, and then turn around and selling them. I'm not sure what that's all about. I don't usually do arc copies. I'm more of a like, as soon as the book is ready, I just publish it. And with the way things are going right now, it may be a policy that I'm going to keep because it sounds like some people out there might be loading up the e-arcs or whatnot into AI chatbot like GPT. And yeah, that's a little disconcerting. I've heard of that some beta readers have also been doing that. This is stuff that I've been just reading on social media. It's not really my personal firsthand experience, but at the same time, it's an interesting time to be an author. I'll say that much. I just a lot of it has to do with trusting, other people, trusting systems, and how much trust and faith we can actually put into something these days. But it's not going to change my ability to keep publishing books. I'm still going to do what I love to do because, like I said, I got my Fool's Blood, I got Blobwoids versus Demons, two of my books here. And I just want to keep on, writing. But the thing I think that has changed a little bit for me overall is that I may actually end up, acquiring more print books like Ryan Hyatt's Terrified. I'm still reading this one. I'm still going to do a review on this, but I'm already one and a half stories into this, and it's really phenomenal. I'll save that for the actual review when I get to it. Hopefully, I can get this read soon because I would love to get that review out. So, anyhow, that's pretty much all that I had for this week. I just wanted to touch bases with you, let you know some of the stuff that's going on with Drafted Digital, and the fact that I got a new book review, which actually does help. It gets word out. So if you've ever read any of my stuff, feel free to leave a review. It'd be very helpful. Even rating it, on Amazon or Goodreads. Every little bit helps because I'm here to put my books out in the world and share with the readers who need either entertainment, information, or just a good escape from the humdrums of not reality TV, mind you, but reality itself. Sorry. Yeah, reality TV is a whole other thing, but which I may go into at some point, discussing, you know, as long as I keep it pertaining to the book buzz. So, mm, but anyhow, so that's what I had for today, and I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I will be back again next week, provided something doesn't, get in the way of me posting. But mm, sitting down like this time of the morning, before things get busy in my household, yeah, I'm working on being more consistent and publishing regular basis and just being visible. So anyhow, thank you guys for listening, and I will see you again next week. Have a good one. Bye bye. Take care. See you later.